How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to an episode here on Let's Build Twitter. As always, I'm Ethan, or Unknown Coder, your favorite underqualified senior software engineer. And as always, if you guys do want access to the private repository for this project, there's a link in the description down below that'll walk you through exactly how to gain access to that. And I do want to go ahead and mention that after this episode comes out, the day after I'm planning this episode to come out, we are going to go ahead and have a new way to access the private repository. Instead of watching the video in the link in the description and then going and commenting and stuff like that, we're basically just going to go ahead and have a Google form that you go and fill out. It's going to send me an email, then I'll go ahead and get you guys access. Because whenever people are commenting on the membership tab or like the post inside the membership tab inside my channel, for whatever reason YouTube didn't really notify me that well about these comments. So now I missed them and all that stuff. So hopefully that should go ahead and simplify things for y'all. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into what we're working on today. Today we're going to be working on the top part of our Explorer page. There's going to be a top bar here with like a search bar. That's why we were working on the search bar in the last episode. Then it's going to have some tabs that we can click on to take you through the different pages of the Explorer page. And then we'll kind of see where we go from there. So that being said, y'all, this is probably going to be a little bit of a quicker one. So let's go ahead and hop into the code and get to work. So we need to go ahead and hop into our features package here, go into our discovery components, actually not discovery, we want to go into, I think we need to make a new folder for Explorer. Maybe let me double check GitHub where we put this. Yep, so let's go ahead and go into features, let's go ahead and make an Explorer. Then let's go ahead and make a components, and then we'll go ahead and make an Explorer and top bar.tsx. And actually we need to make explore top bar slash explore top bar.tsx. There we go. Then we'll go ahead and make an explore top bar.css. Let's go and open up the TSX here. Let's go ahead and import React from React. Let's also go ahead and import our // and explore top, maybe top bar.css. Go and export const. Oh my goodness. And then here, we're just going to go ahead and say explore top bar. Go ahead and make an arrow function here. And let's also remember to go ahead and say this is a react.fc. It's not going to take in any props. Inside, let's go ahead and return. We don't have any crazy logic or anything going inside this. It's just going to have a div, the class name equal to, and explore top bar. Inside explore.bar, we'll have a div with a class name equal to explore-top-bar-search-area. Inside our search area, we're going to have our discovery search that we created in the last episode. Width is going to equal to 500. We're going to go ahead and have a count equal to 5. And then we're going to go ahead and have a location equal to, and this is going to go ahead and be explore. Go ahead and close that out. And below here, we're going to have a div with a class name equal to, let me fix this real quick. This is going to go ahead and be explore-top-bar-settings. Like so. Go ahead and open this up. And then here we're going to have settings outlined. This is going to come from material UI. SX equal to, we're going to have a height, and the height will be 20 px. I have a width, and the width will be 20 px. Go ahead and close this. It's going to need a second to import here. Now that it's imported, let's come below our search top bar area. We're going to have a fragment, and here's going to say explore and top bar and tab. So it's going to be where we click through the different pages. So that's all we actually have for our explore top bar. Now we do need to go ahead and do some styling and stuff, and we'll need to come back through and create the explore top bar tabs. But for now, let's go ahead and open up the CSS and style this up. We'll start out with .explore-top-bar. Inside explore top bar, say width, not dot width. Width is 100%. If I could type, that'd be cool. There we go, width 100%. Height is just going to go ahead and fit dash content. Then we're going to have a margin of 0. We're going to go ahead and have a position of sticky. Then we'll go ahead and say top is 0. I have a background dash color. I could type RGBA 0, 0, 0. Actually, I'm wrong. This is 255. Whoops. 255, 255. And then we're going to go ahead and say 0.5. So it's going to be white, but see-through white. Then we're going to have a back and drop dash filter. Inside the backdrop filter, if I could type and not mess everything up, we're going to go ahead and say blur of 10px. Next, we're going to go ahead and say z dash index. We're going to go ahead and set it on top of everything else. So 100, but not everything, just some. Border left on this guy is going to go ahead and be 1px solid. And then we're going to go ahead and have pound. And this is going to be AA, B8, and C2. And we're going to do the same thing. Let's go and copy this once again to do border right. So go ahead and copy it. Come down here and paste it in. And then let's go ahead and say border right on this. Border right. There we go. So there's that. We need to put the border on this, and I figured out it's because of this backdrop blur. It like blurs out the border for some reason. So you got to put those borders in there. Again, not very fun, but it is what it is. Next, we'll have our explore dash top dash bar, and then our search dash area. Inside our search area, we'll go ahead and set width to 100% again to go ahead and take up the entire area. The height is going to be 53px. We're going to have padding is 0 and 16px. Maybe. There we go. Oh my goodness. And then we're going to have a display of flex, a justify content, and the space dash between. And then we're going to go ahead and have align dash items in the center. Next, we're going to go ahead and do our settings. So let's go ahead and say .explore dash top dash bar dash, and then this is just going to be settings. Inside of settings, we're going to go ahead and have a width of 28px. We're going to have a height of 28px, maybe. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and display flex. We're going to go ahead and justify content in the center, align items in the center, and then finally we're going to have a border of none, and then a border dash radius of 100% to make it a circle. Then we'll say .explore dash top dash bar dash settings. If I can spell settings right, :hover. Inside here, we're going to say cursor is pointer. We're going to have a background dash color of RGBA, and this is going to be 0, 0, 0, 0.5. That way we can kind of see what's going on here. Whoops, pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. So that looks good. Now we could go ahead and throw this inside of our app to see what it looks like, and maybe we will. So let's go ahead and hop into our Explore page. So then of course we'll go ahead and throw this in here. I wasn't going to do this until later, but we can at least kind of see what it's looking like for the time being. So go ahead and put in our Explore top bar, like so. Go ahead and hop into the front end, just see what it looks like real quick. Now you can see we have our top bar here. It doesn't look too great because obviously we have this weird area going on here. We can't really scroll anything, so you can't really see what's going on. But we'll go ahead and make this look a little bit better. We can go ahead and see that's way too dark. I don't know why I had it at that. Let's go ahead and put it like 0.2 or something. Let's go ahead and hop back into the CSS. This 0.5 is definitely way too dark. Let's try 0.25 maybe. Or maybe it's supposed to be it's supposed to be 0.05. That's why it looks so dark. Let's try again. There you go. It looks a lot better. Now it's a little bit light, but now you can see, try search for people. We hover over it, and that might still be a little bit dark. I might want to put like 0.1 or something. The thing is, I was doing this on different monitors, things like that. It looks different, but that's what that kind of looks like. I don't remember if we go back through and update that or not. I don't think it's that important to be able to add that. So it is what it is. If we want to come back and circle back and add the settings aren't going to end up doing anything just because they're random settings that are outside the scope of this project. So I think that's why I didn't do it, but enough yapping here. Let's go ahead and hop back into the code and start working on our Explorer top bar tabs here. Go ahead and open up our Explorer. We're going to go ahead and make an Explorer and top bar and tabs / Explorer top bar tabs.tsx. Go ahead and make an Explorer Explore top bar tabs.css. In hindsight, I probably could have went ahead and made just like a top bar tabs component that you could take in a list of different routes to be able to click through, but it is what it is. Go Go and open this guy up. Let's go and say import React from and React. Let's go and import our // and this is going to be explore top bar tabs .css. Okay, go and export const, and this is going to go ahead and it'll be explore top bar and tabs to say react.fc, turn it into an arrow function. Let's go ahead and just simply return really quick, and inside the return of a div, the class name equal to explore top bar tabs, and then we need to go ahead and come up top and do some logic. First, let's go and say const location is equal to use location. Go ahead and bring in that. Let's also go and say const navigate maybe is equal to use navigate. Go ahead and bring in our React router DOM elements here. We're going to say const active. Let's make sure we do this right. Active and set active is equal to use state, and this is going to be of a string. Inside here, we're going to go and do an arrow function. We're going to determine which is our active tab. So it's going to go ahead and switch on our location.path name. Maybe not the most efficient way to do this, but it is what is. So for case of /explore/tabs/trending, maybe, there we go, explore tabs trending, we're going to go ahead and return that the active is trending. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and have a case / and then explore/tabs/ and then news. Then we'll go ahead and return news case / and then this one is going to be explore/tabs/sports. Here we're going to go ahead and return, you guessed it, sports. Then we're going to have a case /explore/tabs/ and this one is going to be entertainment. Hopefully I spelled that right. Return and then entertainment, you guessed it. Hopefully I spelled that right. And then finally, default is going to go ahead and just return for_u. So there's our different cases. Hopefully I spelled all those right. The only one I'm really worried about is entertainment, but I think that looks probably fine. Now I need to go ahead and deal with navigating to each of the different pages. So let's go ahead and say const navigate to, I don't know why I have notifications. Let's navigate to explore, maybe. I think I copy pasted this from the notifications page, maybe. E and react.mouse event. Mouse event on HTML div element. Go ahead and open this up. Here we're going to e.stop propagation. Then let's go ahead and do another switch. Unfortunately, switch on e.current target dot, and this one's going to be ID. So here we're going to say case for trending. Here we're going to go ahead and say navigate to /explore/tabs/trending. And then we're going to go ahead and say set active to trending. Stop it, please. Please stop. Thank you. Set active to trending. If I could type, that'd be cool. And let's go ahead and fix this. I'm not sure why this is being weird. And we'll go ahead and break. Hello? There we go. Okay. We'll have a case for our news. So here we're going to go ahead and navigate. And here we're going to go ahead and navigate to /explore/tabs/news. Then we're going to go ahead and set active. Then we're going to go ahead and set active to news. Then we'll go ahead and break. Next case, we'll go ahead and do sports. So case for sports. We'll go ahead and say navigate to /explore/tabs/sports. We'll go ahead and set active to sports. Go ahead and break again. If I could type, that'd be cool. Break case. Next one would be entertainment. Entertainment. And then here we're going to add and navigate to /explore/tabs/entertainment. entertainment. We'll go ahead and set active to entertainment. We'll go ahead and break. And then finally, the default case is going to be for you. So here, go ahead and navigate to /explore /tabs /for_u. For you. We'll go ahead and set active to for_u. And then we'll go ahead, and we don't need a break because we're on the default. So that's going to go ahead and be how we navigate to each of our different pages. And now we're ready to go ahead and start working on the actual tabs in here. And hopefully, like I said, I spelled all of that right. So we'll go ahead and come in here. Inside of our Explorer top bar tabs, we're going to have a div. Here, you're going to have an ID equal to for_u. And then we're going to have a class name equal to explore-for. Actually, not for you. Top bar, and then individual tab on click is going to go ahead and be equal to navigate to explore. We can go ahead and open this up. So we're going to go ahead and probably copy paste this one a few times just to make our lives a little bit easier. We have a P with a class name equal to, and we're going to go ahead and say backticks actually, because we're going to go ahead and not do backticks, curly braces, because we're going to say active equal to and for_u. We probably could have made a method for this, but it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and say question mark. So if we are active, we're going to say explore-top-bar, and then go ahead and say tab-text-active, like so. And then otherwise, it's going to go ahead and be explore-top-bar-tab-text-inactive. And this is where we're going to run into bugs probably. Then in here, it's going to go ahead and say for you, like so. And then we're going to go ahead and come below here. We're going to have some curly braces. And we're going to once again say active is equal to for_u. And then we're going to have a div with a class name equal to, and this is going to be explore-top-bar-tab. And then this one is going to be active, like so. And then here, the style is going to be equal to, and here we're going to say width is going to be 56px, I believe. Yep. And we're going to go ahead and close our div. And I broke something here, so we have our div. I need to go ahead and close out of this, like so. Okay, now it's wrong. I closed out of this one. Oh, I accidentally closed it early, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. So that's kind of like the basis for all of these. So now what I'm going to go and do is I'm just going to go ahead and copy this because I'm lazy. So copy that, go ahead and come down here and paste it in. So now instead of ID equal to for you, we're going to go ahead and have ID equal to trending. Trending, like so. This is still all good. So now instead of active equal to for you, active is going to equal to trending, like so. And then the top bar text and active and all that stuff is the same. Here, instead of saying for you, obviously, this is going to go ahead and say trending. Okay, once again, active is going to go ahead and check for trending. And then here, instead of width equal to 56, we're going to go ahead and set width equal to 64. Go ahead and say 64. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and come below here again, paste it in again. Now instead of for you, we'll go ahead and do news. So ID is equal to news. Go ahead and say active equal to news. Go ahead and put news in here. And then here, active is equal to news once again. So news. And then style for news is going to go ahead and be 56. So that's fine. Let's go and paste it in again. Now instead of ID for you, once again, we're going to go ahead and have sports. Let's go and say sports. Okay, so active is equal to sports. Go ahead and put sports in here. And then active equals sports again. And then finally, the width for sports is going to go ahead and be also 56. So that one is fine. Paste it in again. And finally, we can go ahead and have entertainment. So entertainment, like so, is active equal to entertainment. So let's go ahead and do that check. Entertainment. Okay. For you instead will be entertainment. Go ahead and check active for entertainment. Entertainment. And then entertainment is going to go ahead and be 104. So go ahead and say 104. Like so. So that should, in theory, be everything, as long as I didn't typo anything. Now, there's a pretty good chance I probably typoed something in here because the logic, it's not tricky, but there's quite a bit of logic to write out to display all these. And really, I probably could have written a function here that checks if it was active to clean this up even more, but it is what it is. But now let's go ahead and style this up before throwing it into our top bar and testing everything out and wrapping up the episode. This is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter one, but it is what it is. Let's hop into the CSS for the Explore top bar tabs. Start out, say Explore -top -bar -tabs. Here, go ahead and say width 100%. We're going to go ahead and set the height to 55 px, and then we're going to have a display of flex. Then let's go ahead and justify content space evenly. Next, we'll go ahead and say .explore -top -bar -tab. An individual tab here is going to have a padding of 0.16 px. We're going to go ahead and display flex. We'll go ahead and flex direction, maybe flex direction in the column. And then we'll go ahead and have justify content starting in the flex-int. And then we'll go ahead and align items in the center. Next, we'll say .explore -top -bar -tab. Go and hover. Inside the hover, we'll have a cursor, a pointer. And then we'll go ahead and have a background -color of RGBA. And then it's going to go ahead and be 0,0,0.1. Next, we'll go ahead and do explore. Make sure we put the .explore -tab -top -bar tab -text. We need our inactive text. So this one is going to be kind of like a thinner one. Margin set to 0. We're going to go ahead and say font -size is going to be 15 px. Then we'll have our color. It's going to be pound and 657786. And finally, margin on the bottom is going to go ahead and be 20 px. Just add some spacing here. 20 px. There we go. Then we'll have our .explore -top -bar tab text active. So this one's going to be a little bit thicker and a little bit darker. So set margin to 0. We're going to have a font -size of 15 px once again. Except here we're also going to have a font weight of 800 to make it a little bit thicker. We're going to set the color to black to make it really stand out. And then margin on the bottom is going to be slightly smaller because we're going to have the little tab on the bottom. So 16 px. Next we have .explore -top -bar -tab -active. So if we're active, we're going to have a width equal to 68 px. So I don't know why we have the width in here and the width on the other one. This is always going to get overridden. This might have been something I just forgot to take out. Height is going to be 4 px. We're going to say border is none. And then we're going to have a border -radius of 2 px. And then finally a background -color. We're going to do the blue, so pound 1D, A1, F2. Looks good. Let's go and save this. Now, these tabs are kind of annoying because if you don't get them set up perfectly, I'm sorry, hit the microphone there. If you don't get them set up perfectly, they're not going to line up and all of that stuff. So fingers crossed we got everything set up properly. Now all we need to go ahead and do is throw this into our top bar component and then go ahead and test it out. So let's go ahead and hop into our Explore top bar here. So now we go ahead and get rid of this fragment. Let's go and say Explore top bar tabs. Go and bring that in. Let's go ahead and hop into the front end, make sure it looks good, and then we'll wrap up the episode there. Like I said, a little bit of a shorter one, but sometimes it's nice to be short and sweet and to the point. So now we can see we have our tabs. It's looking pretty good actually. But now my problem is if we click on it, is it going to work properly and is it going to take us to the right place? So if we click on trending, it takes us to trending. Click on news, takes us to news. Sports is broken, so I typoed something in sports. Entertainment's working. So let's see what I typoed in sports here. Hop into the top bar tabs again. Active equal to sports and active equal to sports. So I typoed this. It should be lowercase sports. There we go. Let's try again. Looks better. So now we go for you, trending, news, sports, and entertainment. So that's all looking good. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the episode here. Everything's looking good. Everything's working. And the next episode will come through and start actually working on this Explore content, which is going to go ahead and call our APIs we created a couple episodes ago and start filling out the page. So that being said, y'all, hope you have a great day. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Everything helps out here with the YouTube algorithm. If you do want to see we start from absolute scratch to get the point now, that's going to be like playlist and end card like right over here, right over here. One of the two I don't remember. But anyway, y'all, like I said, hope you have a great day. This has been Ethan or Unknown Coder, and I'll see you all in the next video.